Bro, Sonic Team making money? Give that shit a lick like honey. Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the Games Case. Today, and only today, we are here to talk about the official announcement that Sonic Team is about to get some money, about to get some bans, and about to expand for the future. So guys, listen, let's not dick around, okay? This is serious shit, so let's get right into it today. So there was a Q&A, basically, a lot of companies having their big investors meeting, announcing their sales and stuff. In fact, we actually also found out that the game has sold about 3 million copies as of the end of December 31st. So Sonic Frontiers had 3 million copies. That makes it one of the best-selling Sonic games already within a 2-month period. It is killing it in sales, and I'm so happy to hear that. And I feel like we're winning by maybe the end of this year. It'll be maybe at like 5 million if you count all the DLC times, the sales price cuts, and everything. But yeah, there was a Q&A financial event. Shout out to Tails channel, of course, as always, for translating stuff. And I thought, what, let's just go through each little thing here and talk about what is going on. So rating the quality of Sonic Frontiers. So let's see. One of the investors said, while the Metacritic score for Sonic Frontiers was not as high as it was hoped for, we know that it was well received by fans. How do you evaluate the quality of this title? And then they said, it's true, the Metacritic score was slightly lower than we expected, which is interesting because I think it scored at about like 72 or 73, but the user score was very high. With that, we believe we found a title that is widely accepted by a lot of people around the world. It's to be believed that we can repeat and build more repeat sales of Sonic Frontiers through pricing, discounts, and recently announced DLC. We plan to further promote the Sonic franchise in the future, such as the release of Sonic Prime, the third Sonic film, and merchandising opportunities. So yeah, this is a really interesting statement right here because first of all, they're talking about how the score wasn't as high as they wanted. I assume they were aiming for like maybe an 80 Metacritic, or as high as 75, at least staying in the green. But I think the problem with Sonic is there's always going to be reviewers that for some reason like go for like a 2 or like a 3 out of 10 and are like extreme about it. So for the most part, the game did review well, and yeah, the user score was really high. And not just that, I think they understand that user impressions have been high. It's very clear through social media campaigning and everything that people really love this game and enjoy this game. It seems like he's right. It is a game that has been widely accepted by a lot of people around the world. There's very few people that genuinely think this is the wrong direction or that things are wrong. For the most part, everyone's happy. It's more about, okay, how can we build on this and expand on this? So either way, really happy to see, that it's obviously gonna, grow more through pricing, discounts, and DLC, which I think is coming up soon. Next up, the game's sales strategy. So question, even though you have done sales of Sonic Frontiers, the average unit price has not decreased that much. Please tell us about your future sales strategy. So we are proceeding with this title based on a strategic sales plan. We conducted intensive promotions around November release, obviously, and announced recently we have been able to achieve good results. A temporary sale we held back in Black Friday, which by the way, the game was 50% off on Black Friday, which is kind of crazy. But the selling price has been since returned to normal. We have been able to achieve these results while maintaining a certain level of quality, and the number of units sold greatly exceed our global estimation. We will continue to sell over the long term through strategic pricing, promotion, blah blah blah. So this is kind of the same thing as the last one, but they're just kind of saying that yeah, like we saw a lot of growth when the game was half off for Black Friday, which makes sense. And again, game is at about 3 million units sold. You gotta understand that's massive for any game, but for a Sonic game to be there in 2 months, I guarantee you Sonic Team did not expect that. I'm sure they expected it to sell well because it was Sonic, but they promoted the shit out of it. Through the CG trailers, through having one okay rock work on the music and everything. Like I feel like they put a lot of steps forward to make sure people knew this game was coming out and everything. Next up, will Sega commit to large-scale projects like Frontiers in the future? This is the big one right here. With the strong performance of Sonic Frontiers and global titles, we'll be focusing on more projects like this in the future. Here we go. We expect the development costs of new titles to grow even larger in the future. We will strive to ensure solid quality in the development of major titles from our existing franchise. However, development labor costs will rise due to the impact of a global external environment, and we expect this trend to continue for the foreseeable future. Since it's necessary to take on these challenges for major titles, we are proceeding with a bigger budget even from the basic research stage. Therefore, we assume the development costs for future new titles will increase accordingly. Perfect. This is what we wanted. For some reason, right, Sonic Team has been given a very like B tier budget for their games, which is why it took so long for Frontiers, which is why they needed delays and times to work on it and all this stuff because they didn't have the craziest budget. But to see that right from the get-go now for this next game, from the research stage of it, of what people like, what to fix and what to do, that they're making they're gonna have hella money to to do this is awesome. I'm so happy about that. This is exactly what they needed. And I take my W's there, you know, and I think everybody's happy about this. I think them having a bigger budget, you know, that way they can hire more people, that way they have more access to, you know, more tech, they got more resources and shit. Like, I feel like the Sonic team having a bigger budget is exactly what we need, because I feel like Sonic Frontiers, like, you could tell especially by the end of it that they ran out of money or time, one of the two. I think they go hand in hand, to be honest. But yeah, I feel like there was something lacking there, and I think having a bigger budget, you know, through it's like now, starting now from the DLC to the future, is just awesome. I'm so happy about this, and to see the team getting bigger money, bigger budget is awesome. So considering your earnings forecast for this fiscal year in the current market environment, I assume that there will be a lot of uncertainty about the next fiscal year. How are you planning to increase repeat sales during the current term? Let's see this one. Since the remaining new titles of the previous fiscal year, we took on the strategic repeat sales in our plan coming to fiscal, and it continues for them. Is there anything that has anything to do with Sonic? Not so favorable, Mar. We believe that the prospects are clear to some extent, given that titles will perform well, such as Sonic Frontiers in the upcoming DLC. We believe that its sales will increase in the future. We're also considering sales strategies. New works are scheduled for like a Dragon series, Hyenas, and more. Please keep your eye open. So that's mainly it. Again, obviously, this is the big one right here. Very happy to see, man. And I think, look, a lot of us have been talking about this. I think the last time it felt like a Sonic game had a mega budget, and I think this is widely known as Sonic Unleashed, which is why Sonic Unleashed, you know, had a shit ton of CG trailers around, that had a big budget, had very grandiose, you know, scale to it, because they still had a mega budget. And by the way, they treated that game like it was gonna be the last Sonic game, but it sold well, it did well, you know, and people really enjoy it. Obviously, you know, didn't review the best, but still, people really like that game. But yeah, man, now seeing this is incredible to me, because Sonic Frontiers, we all know, is a game that you can tell the team had passion for and has brought back the hype and energy, you know, that we all love from Sonic. So to see, you know, the team now maybe being able to expand from that and be like, okay, like, now that you're seeing Kishimoto, the director, go on Twitter and literally answer everybody, being like, hey, we want to make the character model, you know, look even better, right? We don't want to bring back old stages, you know, we want to do new stuff. I feel like this sequel is going to be fucking crazy. Like, I feel like cyberspace levels could be all new original stages, you know. I'm thinking like the expressions on the characters is going to be bigger scale. Now that we've fixed the characters' stories and stuff, you know, through acknowledging the past and then putting things into canon, I feel like the next story can be its crazy own identity, as opposed to one that's more like, hey, let's expand on lore of Sonic, you know, and add to it. So I feel like the story is going to improve, and I just think whatever is cooking for what's next is going to be crazy. And I think we're going to get a tease of that by the end of this year with the expanded DLC. And I also think this game is going to be very different in a year from now. Like I said, I think they said that, you know, Kishimoto and the team, I think the DLC are going to give us teasers for what's next, you know, via, you know, physics changes and gameplay changes and stuff. Like, I don't know, I feel like Sonic Frontiers by the end of this year, with all the DLC and everything added to it, is going to be a very different game. And I also think, I wonder if there's going to be more DLC beyond the one they have planned. I think it's going to be stuff, you know, like costumes and things like that. So either way, I'm really excited. I just want to know so badly, you know, what's cooking in the future. I'm sure you all do too. But guys, listen, let me know what you all think. What are you most excited for? You know, now that the team has a bigger budget, what is it the most that you strive for and want to see from the team? You know, do you want, you know, more cinematic battles? You know, do you want a bigger story? Do you want more set pieces? What do you want them to really put that money into? For me, it's a lot of originality. I want the money to go to, hey, like, here's original cyberspace levels or side levels. Here's areas that look grandiose. Here's better, you know, character models and more expressions and stuff. I want stuff like that. So guys, thank you all for watching. Y'all the best. Of course, I'll see you all next time. Peace out.